And to shed more light, we're joined from Paris by Dr. Majid Boudain, the international law professor. Dr. Boudain, welcome to Q News. Now,
Welcome.
Britain has imposed sanctions on Israel and summoned the Israeli ambassador over Gaza. From a legal standpoint, how significant are these actions in establishing accountability under international law?
Well, this is a very important measure because international law without application and without accountability doesn't mean anything. The reason to establish and to agree on these rules and of international law is that they have the target, the aim, the object to be made applicable and to obtain accountability and to fight impunity. So this is very important. What now the EU is doing, and the UK and Canada, is a very important move toward this achievement.
Mm-hmm. Well, the UK government explicitly said that using food as a weapon in Gaza is unacceptable and illegal. Now, under international law, could this constitute as a war crime? And how do you assess this shift in the stance of the UK towards Israel?
The international community, and particularly the countries like the UK, like the EU countries, like the US, like other countries, they were supplying Israel with weapons of massive destruction of the population in Gaza. So they can be sued for this support of the crime, of these massive crimes. They have recognized that there is a crime, that there is a war crime. It could be a genocide, and there are all the elements constituting a genocide are met here. So we are in democratic countries. We are in a state of law countries. They apply the rule of law. They cannot, before their own courts and before international court, they cannot avoid to ask themselves the question whether they could be liable or not of that, and they could be liable. So they have taken a wise decision, even if it's a little bit late, that they have to move toward putting sanctions against Israel and to cut the supply with arms and to cut this link to avoid liability and responsibility. And this is why they are moving this way. And this is a good achievement. It's a positive achievement today because it makes Netanyahu think twice. We have seen that Trump himself, President Trump, did not consult Netanyahu to obtain the freeing of the American Israeli hostage these days. He did not consult Netanyahu when he agreed with to obtain that the ships in Bab el-Mandab in the Red Sea will not be the target from the Houthis and others. So they negotiated with Hamas, they negotiated with the Houthis, they're negotiating with Iran, and they did not have any consultation or approval from Netanyahu. So it means that even Trump, who is very close to Netanyahu, at a certain time he could put a distance. With the UK and with the European Union, there is public opinion which is very strong now. There is the rule of law is very strong, and they cannot continue that way. And this is why they have taken this decision. And when we see what is the next step, now they are asking, after Holland, the Netherlands, when they have asked to examine the agreement between the EU and Israel.
Yes. Well, Dr. Boudin, Canada, France, and the UK have jointly condemned Israel's egregious actions. How unprecedented is this level of European condemnation to Israel? What does it signal about shifting Western alliances? They spoke about taking concrete actions. What sort of actions could they be, and will they be able to hold Israel accountable truly?
I think they are going this way. And first of all, you will see there is a very practical acts here. Now the EU is called by the Netherlands, by France, and by other countries, Spain, Ireland, and other countries. They are called to review, to re-examine the agreement, the friendship agreement and the cooperation agreement between EU and Israel. What is this agreement? This agreement is organizing the relations between the two entities, between EU, the 27 countries of the EU, and Israel. And there is Article 2, who said that both parties must respect human rights. And EU is saying that Israel is not respecting the human rights in Gaza and in the West Bank and in East Jerusalem. So here there is a shifting in the position, and that's very important. And the consequences here is that Article 2 will lead to an eventual suspension of the agreement. What does it mean? The agreement has these diplomatic aspect, political aspect, human rights aspect, and economic and commercial and financial aspect. Suspending the agreement means that the EU will suspend all the cooperation with Israel, the financial cooperation, the subsidies, all type of cooperation, and to admit goods from Israel without duties and all these arrangements which are favorable to Israel. And this is a very strong weapon. Now, the EU is acting as and it's going this way against Putin, because they have seen that what Putin is doing in Ukraine, Netanyahu is doing in Palestine. So they have to avoid to not make application of international law in Gaza.
Well, Dr. Boudin, I'm sorry to interrupt. We are running out of time, so I have to ask you this final question. The UN has confirmed that 5 trucks of aid that were allowed into Gaza didn't reach those in need. What does this tell us about the manipulation of the humanitarian access by the occupation army? The occupation army allowed some trucks in, however, they're not reaching those in need.
Yeah, but this is first of all, from the quantitative aspect, it's a small drop in a notion of need. They have made starve all 2 million plus population, and now they are talking about a drop, and they are making a huge fuss about it. While now Trump is putting pressure on that, because he's in need to do that, and if not, he will lose a lot in the region, and they are putting this pressure. And it's possible that it's more probable than not that Netanyahu will open the doors, at least for a while. But on the other side, he is thinking that he still have this immunity and impunity, and he doesn't want to do it. So he is playing a game back and forth, because he wants to have a full occupation of Gaza, to destroy the area, to destroy the whole strip, and to go into his way. But I believe now the international community cannot follow him as before, and they will take action, and this is the first action like what the EU is starting to do now.
Hopefully so. Dr. Majid Boudin, the international law professor, thank you very much, sir, for joining us here on Q News.